Hi, CBC. This is Pastor Dan. I wanted to share with you a short devotional today from Psalm 82, my third devotional with you during our coronavirus crisis. This is from Psalm 82. Psalm 82 is a psalm in which God speaks about presiding in an assembly of the gods and renders judgment against them. And the gods he's referring to is the gods with a small g, that is, governmental authorities, those who are kings particularly, or in our case, presidents and prime ministers and legislators and governors and mayors, those who exercise governmental authority over others. For a king in the ancient world, with their primary responsibility really was to defend the weak and the fatherless and to uphold the cause of the poor and the oppressed, to watch over them, to make sure they weren't being taken advantage of by those who were the powerful in the land. And in these days of our crisis, we can thank God in that, in a measure, our governmental leaders are trying to pay attention to the weak and the powerless, to the poor and the oppressed, at the federal and state and local levels. We thank God for that. Of course, more always could be done, but for what is being done, we can thank God for governmental leaders doing the right thing to the extent that they are. And then we can continue as God's people to pray that they would continue to walk in God's ways in the rulership that they have been given, and watching out for the poor and the oppressed of our land during this crisis, because it's those who are already the most marginalized who will suffer the most during a time of an economic downturn and a public health crisis, whether it be those who are in homeless shelters or those who are in crowded housing or those whose jobs have been lost. So we want to continue to encourage our leaders to do the things they are doing and to do them even more. And then we ourselves want to consider how might we, because we also have responsibility towards others. All of us are crowned as God's people, his regents, vice regents in this world. What might God call you to do or I to do? How is he going to lead us to also to defend the cause of those who are most impacted and most unprepared for this kind of an impact on their lives? That we can demonstrate God's care and love, not only through governmental agencies, but we want to pray for that, but also through our private generosity to others. So I'm encouraged somewhat, of course, by our government and the work that they're doing, but we as God's people want to continue to pray more and more that they would walk in God's paths and not in our own. So I hope this little word of encouragement stimulates you to pray and to uphold our governmental authorities, and also to consider your own role at this time. Have a great day.